Hello BookTube. I am continuing through Before the Muses by Benjamin R. Foster, and today I have Dialogue Between a Man and His God. In addition to the information contained in Before the Muses, I'm also referenced the Wikipedia page on this, and will be incorporating some of the knowledge I got from Wikipedia. So according to Wikipedia, this was all found on a single tablet, which was acquired by the Louvre Museum in France in 1906. It's from the, I believe what Wikipedia calls the Old Babylonian period, and what Benjamin R. Foster has classified as the classical period of Akkadian literature. Wikipedia says that because the Louvre Museum bought it from an antiques dealer, its provenance is not known, which I think is, in layman terms, would mean they don't know where it's actually from. But there's just one cuneiform tablet, and because the tablet is damaged, we're missing a lot of it. And as such, Wikipedia says it's a little bit difficult to reconstruct the meaning, and scholars are still debating it. And indeed, you can see in here, I don't know if you can see this, but there are gaps in the text, and when you're reading through it, it's a little bit hard to understand what's going on. So, as the name would suggest, a dialogue between a man and his God. This is a human being asking God why he is suffering these injustices. Wikipedia says this is the first example we have of theodicy. The question of why does God allow suffering? Now this is interesting for me because I've previously reviewed on this channel another Babylonian theodicy, which is the prayer of the righteous sufferer, or the poem of the righteous sufferer. Ludel Bel Nikwi, I believe was the name. I'll look that up and put it in the description down below. I had been under the impression that that had been the earliest theodicy, but apparently this predates it, even though this is fragmentary and very short. Wikipedia also says that this shares similarities with an earlier Sumerian poem called A Man and His God. And I've seen elsewhere on the internet the assertion that this is based on an earlier Sumerian poem, or a translation of an earlier Sumerian poem. Sumerian was the language that predated Akkadian in the history of the Middle East. So, that seems to be a self-contradiction within Wikipedia. And I realize Wikipedia is not always 100% reliable, so maybe that will get sorted out in later edits. I don't know, but, I only know what I read. I'm not an expert. So, well, I'm talking about things in Wikipedia that maybe could be wrong. Wikipedia says this is a dialogue between two speakers, or two people. But it looks to me like it's a dialogue between a man and his God, as the title would imply. So we start off with a young man who is imploring his God as a friend. And he addresses his God as a friend. So he says to the God, brother does not despise his brother, friend is not calamiter of his friend. So that's interesting that in this poem, he's not addressing God as like something so infinitely far above him that he just has to grovel. He addresses God as his friend. There appears to me to be some contradiction here, or some confusion here, about whether or not he's guilty of doing wrongs for his suffering. And this I don't know, this could go back to what Wikipedia was saying earlier, about how the meaning of this text is a little bit hard to reconstruct or debated. So in one line he says, the wrong I did, I do not know. So why are you making me suffer? I don't even know what I did wrong. But in the next, I guess they refer to these as strophes, which I Googled the word strophe, and I guess that's set of verses similar to, a set of verses together. In strophe 4, he says, "How much you have been kind to me, how much I have blasphemed you, I have not forgotten." So it seems to be confessing to some blasphemy. I don't know. And then there's a large gap in the text. And then when we pick it up again in strophe 8, then somebody is talking to him, I guess presumably the god, and setting everything right. "Your disease is under control. Let your heart not be despondent. The years and the days you were filled with misery are over. You were not ordered to live. How could you have lasted the whole of this grievous illness?" Yeah, what does that part mean, huh? "You have seen the distress, little was held back. You have borne its massive load to the end. I have flung wide your access, the way is open to you. The path is straight for you, mercy is granted you." So whatever happened in that gap, at the end, the God comes back and he sets everything straight. Wikipedia, again, it's a little bit hard to understand what Wikipedia is saying here, but Wikipedia says this is maybe a standard framing happy ending device, which I'm not entirely sure what that means. Does that mean that a later writer or editor added in a happy ending where none was originally here? Because I know that does happen in some ancient literature, right? The book of Job or the Ecclesiastes. I don't know. Yes. Then there's a line, "You must never till the end of time forget your God, your creator, now that you are favored." So I guess that's the message. Don't forget your God. According to Wikipedia, the message and purpose of this text are still being debated by scholars. And then the God continues to give him instructions. "I will see to it that you have long life. So without qualms, do you anoint the parched, feed the hungry, water the thirsty." So this sounds a little bit biblical, right? God commanding his people to feed the hungry, give money to the poor, etc. I guess that was also an idea in ancient Babylonian texts. So it's a very short work. It's only 2.5 pages in this collection, but I decided to make a video on it. I'm not making videos on everything in this collection. I'm not making individual videos on everything in this collection, just works that seem to me to be of some importance, particular importance. And this one did seem to me to be of particular importance because it's got its own Wikipedia article, which is one way I judge how important something is, and seems to have been, at least Wikipedia identifies it as the earliest theodicy, the earliest attempt to explain why God allows suffering. Or the Sumerian poem which came before it, one or the other. All right, thank you, BookTube, and I will continue to make videos as I work my way through this book.